And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By. Glad you all could be with us again this week. I'm Cyrus Webb, joined by Mary Ellen Taganovich and Melissa Banks. We may have our fourth partner in crime, Darius Ewing, join us here in a bit. But if you guys are new to our broadcast here, we're broadcasting right now on Facebook. We have our fans on Twitter as well as on YouTube. We're discussing this book, Words I Choose to Live by the same name as the show. Today, we're discussing week's number 29's message, the power of choice. We're about to connect with our friends over on the Amazon Live side. If you guys do not have my book, as well as the books of our co-hosts, we'll be reminding you how you can be able to get that. Also, we'll be letting you guys know how to stay connected with them as they're wrapping up this year and going into the new year as well. And we welcome you all here on Amazon Live to Words I Choose to Live By. I'm Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. I'm joined today by Mary Ellen Taganovich, Melissa Banks. Just got a message from Darius. He's going to be joining us here in just a bit. First of all, how's everybody doing?
Really well, thanks.
Doing great. Thank you.
Glad to hear it. And welcome to all of you guys who are joining us on the Amazon Live platform. We appreciate your support. If you guys are new to us here on Amazon Live, make sure you guys do give us a follow here. You can do it very easily. If you tap the screen, you'll see the follow button is either beneath us or on the side. Be able to click that. You can stay connected with all of our great programming here on Amazon Live. If you guys are joining us on another platform, make sure you guys are heading over to Amazon so you guys can be able to follow us. Today, we're discussing week number 29 from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. You guys can see it there. And the message is the power of choice. So everyone, I'm going to read it and then we'll dive into it. I wrote there, this week you have the unique opportunity to upbuild or tear down, encourage or destroy. With every thought, word, or action, you can literally change the way someone feels about themselves and others. Choose to use that power wisely. And I was sharing with you all, Mary Ellen and Melissa, before you went on here, I really think that we need to reimagine the way we look at influencers, right? Because all of us are looked at as influencers on this platform because we have an audience, we have work that we do with that audience. But I really want in this message for our audience to get the point that all of us are influencers. We can influence the people around us for the better or the worse. And we have a really powerful tool in our words to be able to uplift people or to diminish their value and how they see themselves. And I know that may sound dramatic, but I think we see it all the time when you have young children killing themselves because of bullying, or you have adults that become depressed because of what someone may have wrote about them online. So what I really want people to get in this about the power of choice is that every day we get up, every minute of every day, we are making very important decisions, and those decisions do have lasting consequences. So I want to ask you, beginning with you, Melissa, the power of choice for you. What has that been like for you to realize and to embrace?
Well, this is really a great topic. Have you ever been just get up, you log into your Facebook or social media, and someone posts something that sends you reeling back into a moment that was not a good place for you? They say something that totally off the cuff, but hits you in a way that throws you way off. That's how simple something you say can influence someone else's entire spirit, entire day. So it is so important, in my opinion, to be careful about what we put out. So yeah, we have businesses and we're in front of people, but it's just your everyday conversations. It's your everyday words that you choose to use. It will set somebody to inspire them and encourage them to move forward, or it can stop someone in their tracks and they can't recover from it. It can even be, Cyrus, in a family situation, sitting around with your family and say something that totally sends them to a dive or totally uplifts them and want them to take on the world. I think it's a conscious, intentional responsibility to make sure what you put out is something that will uplift and not tear down anybody. And you know what? You have to be really thoughtful to do that. So I try to be intentional about that because it's happened to me so many times. You can be going through something at that very moment and read something, or somebody you love and care about say something that really sets you back, and you have a hard time moving forward with that. I think it happens to people like me or people who others consider to be strong people. It happens often because most people don't think about how that impacts us. So I try to think about it, even when I'm talking to somebody powerful or somebody that seems like they got it all together. I still try to be conscious about what comes out of my mouth and what I leave them with. I talk about the experience they walk away with when they listen to me talk, or when I have a conversation, or just when they're in my company. I want it to always be something that uplifted them and not something that tore them down.
Yeah, appreciate that. Melissa, Mary Ellen, what about for you? We all have the choice. What has it been like for you to realize that choice and to embrace that choice of what we say and do and how it impacts others?
Well, choices are so extremely important. And, when you choose to do something and it doesn't turn out the way you think, then, God does allow U-turns. And you learn from that choice and you go forward and you think, well, how can I do it differently next time? And it's all about choosing your words, choosing your tone of voice, choosing what you say, choosing your actions, because it's choices and actions create your future. And to choose an attitude that you want to create in your life. And, it's always amazed me when somebody does say something negative, and I'll think to myself, well, you don't want to buy into that picture. You want, and the words you say to yourself are so important. When you get up in the morning, praise God and also praise yourself. Be thankful for yourself. Be grateful for three things before you get out of bed. And make a choice to make that day a good day, a positive day. And, if you have a goal in mind, plant your seed. And then the next day, do some work towards helping that seed to grow. Because, like I said, your choices and your actions will create your future. So choose, learn, and then choose again.
Yeah, such a great thing. Luana says, good morning. Joining us live, Mary Ellen and Melissa. She says, good morning. Great to see you there. Luana, and I want to be honest about something. And I'm all about transparency, probably too much so sometimes. But this is something that I have to be careful about. And before I get into that, I've been getting off the hook. Darius is with us. Woo! I don't have to go into that testimonial.
Oh Lord! Now go for it.
No, Darius. No, I don't want to be rude, sir. I don't want to be rude. I'm going to go ahead and bring you in, Darius. Darius, we're talking about the power of choice. And, the message of today is realizing all of us are influencers, right? All of us have the opportunity to impact people by the words we say, not just by what we do. What has it been like for you to embrace and recognize that choice, Darius?
Man, it's been amazing to know that you were born with the gift to just empower and motivate not only yourself, but to see yourself go through situations and help other people come out of their situations. It's very intricate and unique. At times I say to myself, well, Lord, why me? Why you choose me? Just a little old country boy from Mississippi, to help somebody else. I'm just trying to get by myself. And you want me to help others come with me? Okay, Lord, I guess I can step up to the challenge. But it's been, like I embrace it every day. It's definitely a challenge, but I love it. I really love it. I love the transparency of it. When you oftentimes your motivational speaker and things that we do, we really have to be transparent and stay covered, if y'all know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tamika says, good morning, everyone. Yeah, Darius, that's so true. Darius, I'm gonna need you to stop using being a country boy from Mississippi. That's mine. So you have to.
Well, look,
I started saying that, so I just want to say, my brother, you have to find something else.
I got you.
I'm messing with you there. But no, that goes to a point I was going to make. And again, I'm all about being, people tell me sometimes I'm too honest, but I just want to be real about something else. This may be difficult for this panel to realize, but sometimes I say things that are hurtful to me.
Oh, wow.
I know it's a shocker. This is breaking news right here.
Shocker.
the reason why I wanted to make this personal for me is because I rarely have people call me out on it, because I really don't mean anything by it. I'm a very direct person, as all of you know. I say what, and I said something to a very close friend of mine last year, the year before. And the moment it was coming out of my mouth, even though it was the truth, I said, you know what? This is not going to go over. it was, as it was coming out, I said, you know what? It was a true statement. But hearing it even, have you ever said something and said, did I really just say I had that. And as soon as I said it, I had to apologize. And I bring that up for this reason. We are not immune to this, even though I try very hard to be a very positive person. I wrote a book, Power Your Life with the Positive, right? But a lot of times we think, oh, well, because it's true, I can say it. But I guess what I'm learning from myself, and I believe it or not, I'm still a work in progress. I don't always get it right. I'm an imperfect human being.
Oh wow!
Welcome to the club.
Hey, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Welcome to the club.
Look, but the thing is, I realized the power of words for the good and the bad, and I try very hard. You know, we all have heard that think before you speak thing. I'm trying to work on that, because a lot of times we say things in the heat of the moment, and again, it can be true. It can be a true statement, but it's the way it's being said. LaWanda said, LaWanda Nasi, I'm only putting this up here because this is what this show is all about. LaWanda says, you have hurt my feelings, Cyrus. It's all about being tough love. I know that you speak from a position of care and concern. And that's true. However, I've only had one person, I can honestly say in 5 years, the last 5 years, call me out on it when I said something. And they said, Cyrus, you should not have said that. And as soon as they said it, I told them, thank you so much, because they were right. I said something that was true, but I should not have said the way I said it. And I think a lot of times, because I think there's so much ambiguity in what people say, I try to say things so that it's very clear what I mean, but that can be rude. That can be a rude thing. So I want to throw it to all of you, my fellow imperfect co-hosts. Melissa, I'm going to start with you again. I mean, what do you do? Because I think this is an important conversation to have. What do you do when, even though you intend good, how can we then work on making sure we become better? Because we don't always get it right.
You know, this is easier when you're talking to someone that you have some type of relationship with, right? So if it's a mentor relationship, mentors, you know, they can show empathy. You can cry with them, you can complain with them a lot. But when you're coaching somebody, you have to be able to be really direct with that person. And you have that down pat, you know, you're really good at being really, really direct. So you have to just take the information and know that it's meant for the good and the motive behind the person doing the speaking. So it's happened to me because sometimes I have so much going on. Sometimes I can just put it out there because that's how I can receive it. But everyone can't receive it like that. So when that happens, you have to just be like what you said you did. You have to be strong enough to say, you know what, it was true. I meant what I said, but the way I said it and my timing could be off. You have to know when to say it. But if you're trying to grow someone, to help them grow and move forward, you have to be able to be honest with that person about where you are. But sometimes they can come out raw. You know, the other person can get their feelings hurt and shut down, or you can say it in a way that lifts them up. But always go back. I've done this many, many times. I've had to go back and say what I meant was so that they can understand and be able to receive it. Because if it comes out too harsh, even if it's true, they're not going to be able to receive it because now the feelings are in it, and it can shut them down. So I think we have to just be conscious about who we're speaking to, who we're delivering that information to, and how it's being delivered, even if it's true, because our motive has to be to help someone grow and inspire them. And that's how we have to deliver it.
I'm so glad you added that. Darius, you're going to be up next, because again, it's not making an excuse. And again, I'm laughing about it with you guys, but it's not making an excuse for it. I mean, and I think when you have a platform, you have to be more aware. Tamika says sometimes we have to chew on our words before we say them.
Mhm.
Sometimes that takes a lot of chewing, though, Tamika. I mean, but that is true. That is a true statement, Tamika. I appreciate that. So, Darius, you mentioned earlier you have a responsibility. You're a motivational speaker. People look up to you. You're also a father. What helps you to work on getting it right daily? Because again, just because you got it right yesterday, doesn't mean you're going to get it right today. How do you kind of prepare as you're kind of going through to make sure that your words are seasoned with salt?
Number one, I pray first and foremost because much like everybody on the panel, we're transparent and we say what we mean and we mean what we say, but we don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings.
Right.
And so I have to pray and ask God to give me the discerning spirit to make sure that whenever I'm speaking, that I don't speak over their head or to speak underneath their receiving capability. And I also ask that he has the listeners be prepared to receive.
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side of that, before I even speak to a personal client or a group, I teach music at church. So welcome to my world.
Mm-hmm.
I have to deal with it because I can teach a part to the altos and they'll get it on the first try. But if I go to the soprano section, it might take 10 times. But I said the same thing that I said to the altos. So the biggest problem is not that they're not listening, it's what they're willing to grasp in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I can say the THE 3 or 4 different ways, and somebody still won't grasp it.
Mm-hmm.
So as leaders, yeah, we still have to hold our feet to the fire and still do what we're called to do. But in that same breath, the people who we are ministering to and the people who are receiving have to make sure that they're in the right mindset too. My mind often goes back. I think about football. You know, you got a lot of players that play on a lot of teams, and coaches talk to them in every kind of way. But they're successful. It's a team. It's a teamwork. You know, hey, our feathers get ruffled by God all the time when He sends us a message.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times He say, "Just go," and you be like, "What? Really, Lord? Yeah, just do this, and you gonna be fine." So I have to bear that in mind. As long as I stay prayed up and praying for people that I'm speaking to, it's gonna be all good. We're gonna stay polished, and if I hurt your feelings, I am so sorry.
Yeah, such a great point. Darius, you said something. Mary Ellen, I'm going to bring you in here, but you said something that is, and I think we all can agree on this. The intent is not to hurt. A lot of people do have the intent to hurt. The intent with, even though, like, for things I say it again because it's the way I say things, but it's never to hurt. It's never malicious. However, that is still not an excuse. And that's why I'm bringing this up for myself, because even though my intent is not to hurt, I hurt, that's on me because it's the way I delivered what it is that I was saying. So that's why I think this is such an important topic. Mary Ellen, I want to ask you, how do you do it? Because it is a daily thing. How do you kind of deal with the fact of trying to get it right, even when at every moment you're not going to succeed?
Well, I've always said you could say anything to anyone as long as you say it in the right way. Okay. Mm-hmm. You have to choose your words carefully. You have to choose your tone of voice carefully. And that word truth too. When you're talking with somebody and you think it's something that they need to hear, you can say, in my opinion, because usually it's not a truth. And if it is a truth for someone, then they'll start defending against it. And they're going to go, well, I'm not that way. No. And I can remember a situation in my own life a long time ago when somebody came over to me when I was working out and they said, you know, you've got this cloud of sadness around you. And I remember driving home and thinking, I'm not sad. And then I got home and I thought, you know, I'd just gone through my first divorce, and I had a cloud of sadness around me. And so, you know, when you hear something and it's a truth for you, and you start defending against it, Shakespeare said, thou dost protest too much. What are you defending against? And if you're speaking with someone else, you need to say, well, in my opinion, or this is how I see it, so that you can take responsibility for what you say. and then they can take it the way that they want to take it. I work with clients all the time now. So I have to choose my words carefully so they will hear them, because people will hear you when they're not trying to defend on what they're going to say next. People don't listen because they'll usually think, well, what can I say to defend my point? No, you need to really listen to what I say.
Such a great point. LaWanna says we must be accountable and responsible for the words that we use, even the words that we say to ourselves. Such a great point, LaWanna. I want to say for those who are just tuning in on the Amazon Live side and those joining us on other platforms, you're watching Words I Choose to Live By. I'm the author of this book. You guys see there, Words I Choose to Live By. I'm going to highlight it in the carousel there. Today we're discussing message number 29 with our panel, Mary Ellen Taganovich, you see there, Melissa Banks and Darius Ewing, the power of choice. And this is all about how we have the ability as influencers. Everyone on this planet are influencers. We have the ability to build up, to tear down, to uplift, to destroy, all by the words that we choose. And that's what we're discussing here. If you'll notice on the Amazon Live side, we've been shifting from book to book as each one of our co-hosts have been speaking. Each one of them have books available on Amazon. We're going to remind you of that here in just a bit. Also want to let you guys know that today's program is being powered by BiteCool. You guys can see my BiteCool computer there. It is a laptop that I love for streaming because it allows me to be able to stream without the buffering. It's a really cool laptop. It's very, very slim in the size. It comes with Windows 10 installed on it. It's on sale right now on Amazon. I have it highlighted there in the carousel for $279, which is a really good deal. And it's something that is available depending on if you're trying to get it before the end of the year. Now's the time to be able to go ahead and order it. It's a great laptop for programs like this, for Zoom, anything that you're doing that takes up a lot of bandwidth. BiteCool has you covered with this laptop. So I want to go back around to you guys, starting with you, Darius, about the message for our audience, because we've all been, and I want to first of all say thank you, continue with the niceties that I've so forever known for. That I want to thank all of you for being vulnerable today. Darius, what is your message for our audience out there about the importance of choosing their words carefully, but also recognizing the power of their words?
Man, about that, you have the power to set the tone for your day. Just like the thermostat in the house. I'm pretty sure it was chilly all around the country this morning. It was a little nippy this morning. So some of us probably had to get up and bump the heat up a little bit, or had to get up and throw a log on the fire. You have that power in your brain to do that every day you get up. You have the power to say, hey, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this well, and I'm not gonna do this well. You have that complete power. But the greatest thing about it is that our Creator has given you the power to do whatever you want to do. It's up to you to use it. It's up to you to use it. What sense does it make to have all the answers to the test and you walking around failing, when all you have to do is tap into the source?
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing I can get out of this. When you sent it this morning, I was like, Lord, if we all just tap into the source, we'll be all right. Some of us are scared to tap into the source because it's a process of getting to that next step. But once you tap in, you're in.
Yeah.
Process gets shorter once you get in. So I just want to leave you with, you have the power to command and control your day. You have the power to command and control how you feel through the day. And if you feel good, and if you exemplify the happiness and all of the other positive attributes that you speak of, then it'll spill over and it'll fall on to somebody else.
That's a great point. Tamika says, I feel presentation is everything, because in most cases, it's not what we say, but the way we say it, the way the person interpret what you were saying. Tamika, that is so true. And that's why, again, I wanted to use myself as an example, because the majority of people who aren't in my inner circle know me as just this positive person that is always trying to speak life. And that is who I feel like I am. However, I do have those, 0.009% times. I'm trying to be modest here. I don't get it right all the time, but
you do know
Yeah.
You do know Sunday was yesterday, right?
Yeah, but to me the Sabbath is on Saturday, so I don't really pay. But
I'm
I
not
mean
doing
that
this
with
with you
all
this
love and
morning.
affection.
I'm not doing this with you this morning. Don't do it.
Okay, moving on to Melissa. Melissa, what would you say to our audience about the choice in front of them and what they choose to say and how they say it?
What I would say to you is that you have the power to influence a person's day just because they encountered you, just because they came across something you said, just because they read a post that you made, because all of that's empowering and you can influence someone else's day, someone else's life. So keep that in mind when you decide how you want that encounter to be. It's up to you to decide how your words are going to come out of your mouth. One of the things someone said in the comments is presentation is everything. It's how it comes out of your mouth. It's not exactly what you say to everyone. So know that you have the power to influence other people and be intentional with that power. Not that you're going to be perfect every time. Not that you're going to say it just the right thing, just the right way every time. But your intentions, be intentional about it. And then you will influence someone in a way that will make their day better, make their life better, or make that one that they needed to hear better. So just be intentional with your power and use it wisely.
Love that. Mary Ellen, what about you? What said our audience about realizing the choice in front of them and how they say something and what they say?
Well, every single second of the day, you have a choice to make. You have a choice to be kind to yourself, to uplift yourself, to influence yourself. You don't have to have a big social media platform to influence others. You can go to the grocery store and be checking out and tell somebody a kindness, a Merry Christmas. How is your day going? Thank you for helping me. Just uplift each other and choose, when you go out in the world, if you see somebody having a hard time, help them, or say something uplifting to them, or reach out to touch somebody. And now on and through 2022, let us all begin again. Choose the words you say to yourself. Choose the words you say to others. Uplift, influence, encourage, motivate. Do whatever you can to aid in the healing of our planet, because it is so important right now for all of us to make choices and make choices wisely, to say things and to do things. And you can have an opinion, that's great. I don't have to agree with it, that's okay. That's your opinion. So let's come together again. Let's come together and encourage and choose wisely to uplift and encourage.
Yeah. Well, one thing I think all of us can agree on, this was a great show. I think mainly because I was okay with you all laughing at me. It's okay. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. I dish it out. I can take it. But Mary Ellen, since we have you there front and center, really enjoyed your comments today. How can our audience stay connected with you?
Well, through AskMaryEllen.com is my website with quick links over to Amazon to all three of my books, whether it's Healing Words, the brand new one, Truth Lives, or Truth Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing. You can read my blogs. You can look at my Miracles with Mary Ellen posts that I did this morning, my YouTube channel. Everything is there. And if you want to connect with me, if you have a situation in your life, I'm getting a lot of speaking engagements for 2022. So if you want me to speak to a group, please connect with me so I can put it on my schedule.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Mary Ellen. I know all of our co-hosts here are available in 2022, so make sure you guys are reaching out to them for speaking engagements. Dennis says, "Out of the heart, the mouth speaks. The motives of the heart mean so much. Be as kind as possible." So true, Dennis. Darius, what about for you? How can they stay connected with you?
Man, you all can stay connected with me on social media right now to the beginning of the year. That's going to be on Facebook. That's Darius Ewing. On my personal page, Darius L. Ewing. And then on Instagram is Mr. Ewing 1914. And on Twitter, D Ewing 1914. I'll also be looking on Amazon
There
for
we
the
go.
book. And I am taking speaking engagements for 2022. And remember that name, Darius Ewing. Just remember that name.
There you go. Remember the man Darius Ewing. And Melissa, how can they stay connected with you and everything going on with you?
As always, you can go to themelissabanks.com. You will see links to purchase our book, Dream by Design, the devotional. Get the inspirations that keep your mind on track, refocus you when you get out of focus. Make sure the link's right there. You click on it, it takes you right to Amazon. You can purchase our book. You can also get tickets and claim your seat for our conference coming up. Imagine the Possibilities, January 29th, 2022. And all of our interviews with some amazing women are right there in that site. The key is to go to themelissabanks.com.
All right. Great show, everyone. Really appreciate your being open and honest about this very important topic. Again, as we're going into a brand new year, so important for us to realize the power that we have to be able to uplift others, to inspire others, and to help others to transform. But that's the thing, as we talked about here, it is a choice. It's a choice. All of us, regardless of who we are or how people see us, all of us have to make that choice daily. So I hope our audience sees the importance of doing that. Again, we thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of Words I Choose to Live By. Make sure you guys get your copy of my books. Everybody else is mentioning theirs, so I'll mention mine. Get your copy of Words I Choose to Live By there. They're on Amazon. Make sure you guys click below. And until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll be talking to you all again soon. Thank you all for watching Words I Choose to Live By. Have a great one.